Right, good day, Maswati Lamahle. Once again, we're getting back to our Finance in Focus. For a few weeks, we were just doing cuts from where we had been big interviews or big discussions. And so we'll just get back into discussing matters relevant to the man on the street around what's happening at tax base and around what's happening at the Ministry of Finance. And so again, I think this week we'll cover VAT. Obviously we've seen that with South Africa lifting the VAT rate starting 1st of May, with 0.5%, and then a year later virtually with another 0.5%, taking it from 15% to 16% VAT. As a country, we really, unfortunately, we don't have a choice here. We really do need to follow, as most countries that are linked in with South Africa, you'll find they'll probably all follow. 70% of our imports and 70% of our exports go to South Africa, and for that reason there's a big, at the border gates, there's a lot of interlinkages between the tax rates. And so if you have a different tax rate, it becomes chaos at the border, bringing something in, getting a rebate, or having to pay 0.5% if you take something out. It really is chaos. So we have to align our tax on this front. But what we've decided to do as a country, because really trying to minimize the impact for Eswatini on this VAT, we've considered is to say, could we possibly add more non-VATable items to the list? And so we've worked closely with ERS as the ministry, and we've had a look at the items that are currently, now I'll maybe also speak to those just now, but that are currently non-VATable, and see what can we add to that list that the man on the street, that really impacts them, and what we can give a bit of relief. Keeping in mind that even though there's only a 0.5% increase, the relief we're giving on products is then the full 15% that we were charging will now be removed. And so there's, first of all, there's one product that we're going to take off the list. We've realized that we have got condensed milk actually on the list of non-VATable items, and we'll bring condensed milk onto the VATable items. It's a small amount, a small turnover, but condensed milk really isn't really which the normal man on the street uses, and for that reason the idea is to try and assist the man on the street at that household pressure. But the things that we'll now be putting onto the non-VATable, so things that are currently being charged VAT on, there are three main products there that we are now moving from VATable to non-VATable. The first one is edible offal from sheep, poultry, goats, and bovine, so which means and from cattle. All the offal from these animals we're currently charging VAT on. We then will start not charging VAT on these. Again, from when this VAT is applied, which is the 1st of May. Again, just obviously if the 0.5% goes through. So again, this is the measures we'll do if the 0.5% goes through from South Africa, and then obviously in Eswatini. We're also looking at other cuts, which is from animals, which are heads, feet, bones, and tongue, which are specific animal cuts, which will also then be non-VATable. Those will then come off the VAT list, as well as then sanitary towels, which refer to as pads and tampons. Sanitary products for ladies are also currently being charged VAT on. We are going to move those over to not charge VAT. So the prices of these products should actually come down with 15% when the 0.5% kicks in on the 1st of May. And then I thought it'd be good just to remind Eswatini what we currently have. Eswatini actually has the longest list in the region of non-VATable items. So we've been quite aggressive on having quite a long list of items that we do not charge VAT on. And again, just to really try and cushion the man on the street from the impact of VAT, which really try and not make tax from the man on the street. The idea is that we try and what we call pro-poor tax policies. So the tax policies are really trying to be designed so that the poor are not heavily impacted. So at the moment, what we have on the list, which we do not charge VAT on, is baby formula, dairy products, liquid petroleum gas, referred to as LPG, handy gas, kind of these products, medicines and drugs. So medicines now being the medicines that are prescription medicines, the ones you'll get at the back of the pharmacy on prescription. In the front pharmacy element, it's not applicable to that, but as well as all medicines for hospitals are non-VATable. School textbooks and exercise books we don't charge on. Fertilizers we don't charge on. Pesticides we don't charge on. Maize we don't charge VAT on. Rice we don't charge VAT on. Brown bread as well. Obviously white bread we do, but brown bread we don't. Vegetable oil, dried beans, animal feed, veterinary medicines, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables and fresh eggs, paraffin, especially that for cooking and for lighting, maize meal, which is also maize meal corn flour, dairy products, which means it's mainly milk, and then obviously emasi and those kind of products that go with it, samp, seeds and seedlings for planting, specifically for food, live plants for the cultivation of food as well, and then petrol and diesel. One will then also recall recently when we put VAT on electricity, we made sure that electricity is VATable, but not for domestic use. So households do not pay for electricity. Most countries do charge VAT on electricity, but in Eswatini we don't for domestic use. And so that's just an update, just to give everyone a feel for what's happening in the VAT space, where we are and where we're going to and what our plans are. What I'm talking about, that must still be done, so VAT must still go through Parliament. It actually has been through Cabinet, but it's now still had to make its way through Parliament, and we'll see what the outcomes is from that. But if those outcomes are there, then obviously these changes will take place. Just to brief people of what is going on currently. Thank you very much.